because other people during that time frame, but things just kind of worked out really well for us. I know why they worked out for us, because it was to get us to where we are currently. Mm-hmm. And when you look back on all of that and you track that out, you want to talk about some blessings and the grace of God doing things in your life.
Yeah.
Whew. Miracles. So trying to think of how I can word this that other people are going to get it without me being an asshole. Every man on the planet has asked a question and been like, for the answer. Mm-hmm. And then like that answer came that way. So they were for a reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I haven't, I've like, okay, she's not doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next time I didn't wince. The next time I just said what needed to be said, and there was a really easy conversation. That falls into letting your husband lead. Mm-hmm. And looking back on it, I get that, because you did want me to be the leader in the house, and you didn't really question a lot of things because you trusted me. When you're so used to having combative conversations, you pick and choose your conversations diligently. There's no reason to have a conversation about the small stuff if it's going to become a conflict. Mm-hmm. So you wait until it's the big things, and that ends up being all you discuss. Knowing that we can discuss those small things and there's not going to be conflict makes it so that it's a lot easier for me to have a conversation with my wife about our household. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more structure. There's a lot more listening to hear. And you let me just vent. And not vent like bitch and complain and whine, but like I psychobabble. Mm. It takes a lot sometimes for me to stop myself, because I get... we have to watch The Aviator tonight. Okay. So that when I make Aviator references, you'll get it.
Okay.
There's a scene in that movie where he starts talking, and he's like, he keeps talking and keeps talking, and like one of his friends have to like move him away from somebody because he can't stop that cycle. And I do that. And I catch myself in the process of doing it, and I've got to stop myself. But you never go, hey, you've said that 3 fucking times. Like, you've always just let it happen and like play out. So there's a comfort there. And because I have that comfort, I'm not worried about talking to you. Mm-hmm. And I think that makes me more comfortable in a leadership role in our marriage. But I also think that plays into what you asked me about you being a wife, because you never treated me like anything other than. You have treated me as if you were my wife since the beginning of our dating phase. Mm-hmm. There was never any judgment. I have told you about some of the very, very horrible things that I've done to other people. And when you tell people things like that, you expect some sort of backlash or wincing or like judgment. And I don't know if it was because you realize that I'm just not that person anymore, or that it let you know that I'm capable of doing those kind of things and I'm just maintained now. But there was a very comforting aspect in all of that as well. I don't know how else to put that. But so all of that shit added up for me. Mm-hmm. The house shit, like doing the dishes and the laundry and going to Target and doing stuff like that is cool. Like, it showed me that you are wanting to do that. But it also doesn't say that that's going to be who you are, because in the beginning stages of relationships, people want to do for each other. Mm-hmm. The fact that you still do those things is what matters. Like, so. Would you say me not throwing your past in your face is also a part of? A part of what? A part of what makes you a good wife, or a part of why I see you as a traditional wife? I need to know where that's going.
I don't really know where I was going with that, because you said that you've been able to tell me your past and it's been comfortable for you.
Right. So that falls into the trust aspect of things for me, because vulnerabilities and emotions are weaponized against men, heavily weaponized against men. And we've even made TikToks about it. And it took a while for me to get comfortable with telling you some of the vulnerabilities that I have. And like, I can cry in front of you. And it doesn't faze me. Mm-hmm. My breakdowns are few and far between, because I'm afraid to let those floodgates open. But you have seen me cry more in the last year and a half than most people have ever seen me cry in my life. So there is a comfort there in knowing that I can be vulnerable with you and show you that side of myself and not have to go hide that shit from the world, because I don't believe that you're ever going to weaponize it and throw it in my face. I don't know if that's what you were asking me, but there has not ever been a time where you were like, well, at one time you did. Like, that's just not a thing. That's not something I have to worry myself with.
Okay.
Is that what you were asking, or did I take that in a completely wrong direction?
No, I don't even really know what I was asking, but that was a very good answer.
Okay.
And I think that ties into, I would say, less traditional roles, more of just what you should be seeking for in general.
Right.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.